I made over $15,000 last month on YouTube, and only 10% of that came from AdSense, which means that the other 90% came from things that I could have started doing back from day one of starting my channel when I had 0 views and 0 subs. And these are the things that almost nobody teaches small creators. So in this video, I'm gonna pull back the curtain on the 5 ways I'm making money on YouTube that have nothing to do with AdSense, exactly how each one works, and the order that I would start them in if I was rebuilding a channel from scratch today. So let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about affiliate commission, affiliate links. That is what I would start with from day one on a brand new channel. So if you're not familiar with affiliate links and things like that, it's just commission. So basically, if you talk about a product in your video and you've been able to get an affiliate link from that brand, then every time someone buys that product through your link, you'll get a cut of it. So for instance, a lot of my brands give me between 10% and 20% of whatever sale they make from whenever one of my viewers uses my link to purchase their product. You do have to set these up. They don't just magically appear. So you would need to reach out to companies. The easiest way to get started is to use Amazon affiliates. You're only going to get maybe 1 to 5% depending on what the product is. But if you want an easy win and you're still waiting for approval from actual brands, then this is a great way to start. And that's how I personally got started with making actual income on YouTube, aside from AdSense. I went through what I was using in my everyday life, and if it was interesting, I decided to just talk about it on my channel. And I got the Amazon link and put it in the description. I would also look into Shopify collabs because they hook you up directly with certain brands. And depending on their criteria, you could get approved too. It just depends on whether the brand has a minimum audience requirement or anything like that. But those two are good places to start. And this is how I first started making serious money on YouTube, because I was talking about a certain floor futon I had bought several years ago. Is this guy? I bought it from Amazon, and I actually put my Amazon affiliate link in my description, and I sold a few because of that video that I put out talking about it. So I decided to reach out directly to the company, and I was like, hey, I've been selling these, like, do you guys have an affiliate program? And they did. And instead of me getting just 3% by going through Amazon, I was able to get 20%. And that adds up after a bit, especially if you're able to put out a lot of videos and they all have your keywords in them. You have the potential to show up very well in search, you know, especially not just YouTube search, but Google search. And that's basically what happened to me. So that's my bread and butter. I currently have 3 different futon brands that I get commissions for, and they each bring in at least 4 figures a month. So that's what I've been able to build up over the past year or so. On my second channel, where I talk about autism and ADHD, I've been selling a lot of loop earplugs, which are these guys. I love these because there's a magnetic necklace too, so I can just wear these and put them in whenever. It's great because even right now as I'm filming, I live on a really busy street, so these help to block out background noise a lot and just helps me to focus on you guys. Let's talk next about sponsorships. So the main myth is that you need like tons of subs to get your first sponsors, and that's not true. On my main channel, I got my first sponsorship at like 4,000 subscribers, which is still like a decent amount of subscribers. But on my second channel, I got them at like 1,000 because I already saw that I had some upward trajectory. I reached out to them as soon as I noticed one of my videos was popping off. And so that's the thing I would say too. If you notice like one of your videos is popping off and it's in a subject that you know like people are very interested in, or you discovered through your video that they're very interested in, you can hop on that. Like if that happens, for instance, on my main channel, my floor desk video popped off. And when I say popped off, I just mean like I got a lot of views. Like I think it's at like 200,000 views now, but that was like 2 years ago. And it made me realize there is a need for more information on floor desks. And then I wondered, are floor desks better than standing desks? And then I was like, is there such thing as a floor to standing desk? And I went down this whole rabbit hole, and that's how I found my first sponsor for my main channel, because I found them to be the first and at the time the only floor to standing desk on the market. And I was like, hey, this video just popped off. Y'all wanna like do something together? So I got my first sponsorship, and that was for just $300. But you gotta start somewhere, guys. I didn't know what I was asking for, whatever. But the good thing is like the more sponsorships you get, the higher you can raise your rate. And I would say that it might be good to even just start with some of the brands that you might be using for affiliates. Say you already have affiliate link with a certain brand. If you've been able to sell a few, you can bring that up to the brand and be like, hey, like, do you want to work together on a sponsored segment in my upcoming video? Here's an idea I have about it. Like, I could come at it from this angle, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you could also turn it into a sponsorship. On my second channel, I was able to get my first sponsor in like 3 weeks because I noticed that one of my videos was starting to gain some traction because like I'd already done the YouTube thing. Like I'd already built a main channel, right? And I was like, I'm gonna see if I can build a second channel. And once I noticed it gaining some momentum because of all the stuff that I put into place, I already reached out for a sponsor that I knew would work for the channel because it's all about autism and ADHD. And I was able to reach out to a sponsor and be like, hey, my channel's all about this. I'd love to do a 3-video deal for 4 figures with you if you would be so interested. And yeah, we were able to make it happen. And because I've already done this before, I knew more what to ask. If I'm gonna do a sponsorship, it's usually gonna be like a multi-video deal, so that you can make it more worth your while and it's not just a one-off. If you're charging well for it, then it's very much worth your time to have to go back and forth with the client, make sure that they're happy with your messaging, all of that. Like that's fair. But if you're not getting that much from it and you're actually making more with affiliates, like you have to kind of weigh that. My very first futon brand, like they were always so easygoing about my integrations that I needed to do for them. The segments that I would put into my videos, the ads basically. They were very chill about it. So it wasn't a problem. They were paying me a few $100s for these integrations, but I was able to make that amount of money in affiliate from their products in one day without me having to make a dedicated integration or anything. So I was like, okay, if I'm making like $800 in one day from talking about your products just willy-nilly and building my whole empire, I don't know that I care for like a $800 integration. You know what I mean? Like it just isn't. So yeah, it's just something you can kind of figure out over time, like which you prefer. I just don't like the pressure of a sponsorship because sometimes they are looking for a minimum amount of views as a result. So you have to be careful with that too. You don't want to get into a situation where if your video doesn't meet the guaranteed view amount, so that's why you need to have a good contract, they don't have to pay you. Like if it says in the contract that your video needs to have at least 10,000 views and you don't get there in 30 days, then technically they don't have to pay you, or you need to make another video to make up for it. If you want to learn more about sponsors and how to interact with them, let me know below. I'm happy to make more in-depth video on just that. Yeah, okay, let's move on. And also let me just say that if you feel like, you're too small of a channel to possibly get sponsorships, a lot of brands are looking for nano influencers. And I can't remember, there's like micro influencers and nano influencers, just like the small, like 10,000 subs or less, or even 1,000 subs or somewhere under there. Because also it's better for their budgets. They have budgets, but they don't have budgets to be afforded like Mr. Beast or anything, but they could afford you and you will be happy too because you will get the experience. Like imagine you have like 1,000 subs and someone pays you like, I don't know, $400 to $500 for a video integration. It's not bad. Like it's possible, guys. Even $200 is still really good. That's $200 more than you would make with AdSense, especially if you only have like 1,000 subs. So I'm just saying, don't count yourself out just to get a few extra hundred, just to get you started. Because the more that you do it, the more you'll be able to charge. So I feel like smaller channels are actually at an advantage because some brands would rather be able to use several small channels to get their products out there as opposed to like one bigger channel. And budget-wise, it actually works out better. So just things to think about. The third way that I'm making money thanks to YouTube is one-on-one coaching. And this is a more recent development. I don't think that I intended for this to happen, but because I've been able to build up several channels at this point and I know what works and I'm able to replicate the result, I have built up authority. On this channel, yeah, I'm at like 1,000 subs. I just hit 1,000 subs, but I was able to secure my first 4-figure client, I'm pretty sure at like 400 subs. And they had just seen a video that only had 100 views at the time. I realized that subs and views really don't matter once you've honed in on your target avatar, because what's important is the quality of the views. And I've seen that time and time again. Because overall, compared to people with hundreds of thousands of subs, I have a small channel, but I'm making 5 figures every month with just a total of maybe 40,000 subs across 3 channels at this point. Subs and views really don't matter. It's more about the fact that you are a few steps ahead of somebody else and you're able to help them to get to where you are because of the experience that you have gained by doing what you've done. This experience is what you can teach to others to help compress compress their timeline, right? Their learning curve can get shorter because you're able to help them avoid the mistakes that you've made. And you're also able to help them learn faster what actually works with whatever skill you're going to help them with. The pitch isn't I'm an expert. It's more like I will help you save a year. And that's more than enough. In terms of pricing, don't be scared to charge what you're actually worth. And it may seem like a lot. I remember when recently I actually hired a business coach because I felt like I was at this level and I wanted to get to the next level. And he straight up was like, you need to charge 4 figures for what you offer because you have a lot of experience. And at first I was like, ugh, like I literally felt sick to my stomach. But I realized that I do have a lot of experience and I have something very valuable to offer, and it is worth, and I should value it as such because it's going to help cut down someone else's learning time, exponentially. So why should I not charge for that? So yeah, now that I've coached several people one-on-one, I am very comfortable with what I charge because I know that I'm helping each one of them by holding their hand through this whole process and helping them see sooner than later what actually works on YouTube. And that in itself is so valuable. It'll save them so much time and they won't take like 5 years to be successful like I did. And now that I've had a few clients, I've also realized that there's several problems that just keep reoccurring. It's like there's common themes, and that kind of leads us into the next way to make money here on YouTube, which is with group coaching. So the advantage of group coaching is leverage. You're not just teaching one person for 1 hour, you can teach many people for that 1 hour. And that can be amazing because you're also getting this synergy where everyone's learning from each other's situation and things like that. So for me, my experience with group coaching is full circle because when I first came back to YouTube, I took Gabe Bolt's cohort and I was a part of the first batch. And because of everything I learned in that cohort, I was able to start building my channel the right way and eventually make a full-time income. And it's wild because a few years later, I'm now actually co-coaching this cohort with Gabe. And so yeah, it's been quite amazing. If you're at all familiar with Gabe Bolt, he's got several channels going on too. One is almost at 1 million subs. And then he has another channel that's primarily dedicated to all things YouTube, such as I do for this channel. So the way I'm able to help in the cohort is from the viewpoint of a smaller channel that's just a few steps ahead of the people that usually join the cohort. And you don't necessarily need to build your own cohort to be able to make money this way. Like for me, I was able to partner up with Gabe and I'm able to help him in coaching his cohort. And so in that way, it's a win-win because even though I don't have necessarily as big of an audience, he does, and he's able to bring everyone in and I'm able to help him with the day-to-day of managing a group. Which leads me to the next way that I make money, which I did not expect at all when I first started doing YouTube and stacking all these skills. And that is done-for-you services and just skill stacking in general. Like everything that I've learned along the way, because I've also learned email marketing, I've learned how to build things in Go High Level, which is like a client relationship management software where, you take someone from being a viewer on your channel all the way to being a paying client at some point because of the services that you provide, right? Like there's a whole client journey. And so over the past few years, I've learned all about that stuff. I've gained a lot of marketing skills over the years, not even just in YouTube. I'm also decent at thumbnail design, things like that. I didn't realize that I could stack all these skills and then be able to help someone else with their business by taking things off of their plate. But that's basically what I've been able to do. And this isn't the first time I've done this. In other stages of my life, when I was doing photography, even real estate, things like that. And so I feel like it's just the skill of learning, like knowing that you can learn anything decently within like 6 months, and that can literally change your life. What I've learned about YouTube and even just any other business that I've built in the past is that the success is not in the result that comes. It's actually in the skills that you're able to collect along the way, the progress that you're able to make, the journey itself, and the person that you become along the way because you've been able to learn all these new skills. That's what real success means to me. Let me get a little better at each of them each day. And being in it for the long haul, not just being like, oh, I tried it for 2 months and it didn't work out. Yeah, no, I tried for 1.5 years. It wasn't working out. I took a break and I'm just so glad that I decided to come back and just do it right. Like I knew when I came back, I was like, you know what? There are skills that I need to learn and I was trying to learn them on my own. I'm not very good at it. So let me go learn from someone else who knows what they're doing. That's how all of this happened. I'm literally just like a midlife regular person who just decided to reinvent herself over and over again. And I'll probably keep doing it. I'll just keep stacking stills. You know, who knows what I'm gonna be doing next year, but that literally can be anybody who just puts their head down for just 6 to 12 months. Like, your life can literally change. So there you go. That's 5 real ways to make money without even touching AdSense. We got affiliates, sponsorships, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, skill stacking. You can literally stack 2 or 3 of these and make more money than you could ever imagine making with AdSense on a small channel. If you want to learn more about the different ways to make money on YouTube, I do have 8 days and 8 ways to make money on the YouTube. The link is in the description. It's totally free. And if you want me in your corner directly, I do have one-on-one coaching, as you have learned. The link is in the description. We can hop on a call and see if it's a right fit for you. If this was helpful, feel free to subscribe, and YouTube is telling you that you might like one of these next. All right, see you in the next one.